Welcome back to Critical Reflections. This is part 2 of our deep dive into the curious case of camel urine, a topic that's part health debate, part response to none other than Muhammad Hijab, a man defending the practice of drinking camel urine. Now, I'm not saying he's a camel urine drinker himself, but, well, you be the judge. Either way, this topic is 100% fascinating. If you missed part 1, hit pause and go watch it first. Trust me, it'll give you all the context you need. Now let's make something very clear. Our goal here isn't to criticize the hadith in Sahih Bukhari 5686. Instead, we're analyzing the scientific arguments being presented to justify this practice. So what did Muhammad Hijab say? He claimed that the hadith is not a general prescription but something specific to that time and those people. Interesting point, but let's unpack it further. Claim rich in potassium and albumin. He also mentioned that camel urine is rich in potassium and albumin, which led to speculation about its potential use in treating conditions like fluid buildup in the stomach and liver, possibly ascites from liver cirrhosis. The idea here seems to be that camel urine could replenish potassium and albumin levels. But let's pause for a second. If that's the case, wouldn't it make more sense to administer these substances through safer, more effective methods like intravenous replacement? After all, modern medicine has come a long way since the 7th century, so how can drinking camel urine be justified in this day and age, and why specifically camel urine? After all, the urine of other animals contains similar components. What makes camel urine unique or more deserving of consumption than, say, cow or goat urine? These are valid questions that deserve a thoughtful discussion. To be fair, his video also drew a parallel with Premarin, a medication derived from the urine of pregnant mares. Yes, many early medications, including insulin, were derived from animal or human sources. But here's the catch. Extracting a beneficial compound from a source isn't the same as consuming the source raw. It's like saying, hey, insulin comes from pancreatic extract, so why not just eat the pancreas? Not exactly how it works. So, what's the scientific validity behind prescribing camel urine in the modern era? Frankly, it's shaky at best. Muhammad Hijab in his video doesn't offer any groundbreaking evidence, just speculative associations with ancient practices. It's important to remember that science evolves, and treatments that might have seemed logical in the past aren't necessarily relevant today. Now, let's address a very intriguing point made in Muhammad Hijab's video. The assertion that this hadith about camel urine is specific to the people of that time. If that's the case, then the speaker seems to suggest that drinking camel urine isn't meant for contemporary audiences. And you know what? That's fair, but it also opens up a Pandora's box of questions. If the camel urine hadith is time-specific, then how do we determine which hadiths are universally applicable and which are not? For example, the hadith advocating stoning for married individuals involved in zina is often considered universally applicable by many. But why does stoning get the forever binding label, while camel urine gets the only for then stamp? It's a serious question that deserves critical thought. This is where we must lean on the Quran's clear guidance. The Quran doesn't advocate stoning for zina, and it certainly doesn't mention camel urine. So, we have to ask ourselves, are we prioritizing secondary sources over the primary one? And if so, why? What's next? That's all for part 2 of our Yummy Wee Chronicles. In part 3, we'll dig even deeper into the validity of this hadith. I must stress, we respect the rights of camel urine drinkers, like Muhammad Hijab. If you've enjoyed this journey and reflection, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay critical, stay curious, and stay away from drinking. Well, you know, peace be upon you.